What is going on, guys? Welcome into Rover Sports. Ben Mcadoo fired by the New York Giants. What a great day, sensational day for Giants Nation, for Big Blue Nation. Um, it was a long time coming, and a lot of things led to Ben McAdoo's firing. John Mara said that last year's 11-5 season, was an incredible season, and he said that he didn't envision this ever happening to Ben McAdoo. And I just have to say that after the Detroit Lions game on Monday Night Football, I knew that the end was coming. There was no offense with running the football. Eli Manning's not a quarterback that can throw it 40 times. The Giants have never had an offense that was an aerial raid attack. And John Mara and these other guys were trying to, be on the cutting edge of something, and they lost their identity as a football team. It's just like a Big Ten team deciding to play aerial raid football. It doesn't work. It doesn't match the culture of the New York Giants. And Ben McAdoo, on top of not paying attention to the running game and not emphasizing it, Ben McAdoo also didn't control his locker room. If you ever heard a Ben McAdoo press conference, Ben McAdoo is always a one-word, two-word answer guy. He didn't treat the media with respect, and that was just a microcosm of his issues. I mean, when you're a head football coach, you need to take command of a locker room, and Ben McAdoo never took command of the Giants' locker room. And Ben McAdoo didn't focus on running the football. Now, the Giants have a, quote unquote weak offensive line, but the Giants also had a record number of injuries. Their training camp is one of the softest training camps in all of NFL football, where they're just focusing on screen pass, they're just focusing on fast linemen. They're not looking at getting physical linemen. And Eric Flowers in the run game wasn't as poor as he obviously is in the passing game. And it makes you wonder here for the next head football coach of the Giants, can he work with this offensive line, and can he get the running game up to speed and up to par? The New York Giants, they need a head coach that is going to pay attention to running the football. There's two things that I want out of a head coach. The first, and these two things are extremely, extremely important. It's two qualifications for me. The first qualification is that this head coach needs to bring this locker room together, need unity, and need great post-game speeches, need great locker room speeches, need great communication between all players. And preferably, the next head coach needs to get along with Eli Manning, needs to get along with Jason Pierre-Paul, with Landon Collins, with the leaders of this football team. And if Odell Beckham is going to stay, which if I were the general manager, I wouldn't make that a great priority, because in the NFL, you win by having your quarterback trusting his wide receivers. You look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady makes Edelman, makes Amendola, makes Burkhead, Rob Gronkowski, all of these guys. He makes them go. Same with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has elevated Nelson Aguilar's play this year. And if Eli Manning looks at Odell Beckham and he says to the new coach that Odell's too big of a distraction, then I think Odell Beckham should be seen the door. Odell Beckham has a ton of trade value. You can get an offensive lineman for Beckham. You can get draft picks. You can easily draft maybe like a Calvin Ridley type of difference maker out of Alabama that won't attract as much media attention, because this team right now, you need as less drama as possible. And if I were the New York Giants, unless it's Josh Rosen's the only quarterback prospect that the Giants should consider drafting. If they can't get Josh Rosen, they should trade the pick back. And in fact, I'd probably be in favor of trading the pick back, because Davis Webb is going to be a special player. I have confidence in Webb. He was scouted well. He's a guy that's mature beyond his years, one of the best workers already in the entire league. So Davis Webb has been groomed for the role. If the Giants then get a haul for a quarterback for a team that wants to trade up to take Josh Allen or Sam Darnold, then the New York Giants can get a boatload of picks, can help the offensive line progress, can get like a Darius Geis, who I'd really love from LSU, that I think is going to be a star player. And then the New York Giants can then begin to build this thing back. I think the New York Giants should let Eli Manning play 2 more years, get David Cutcliffe, Tony Dungy, John Gruden, Steve Mariucci, Bill Cowher, all those guys should be considered, because one, they run the football. That's the key, is that they run the rock. And two, they have great chemistry with the locker room. That's the most important thing, is chemistry right now, because that's everything that Ben Mcadoo lacked, was communication and social skills and a desire to get to know his players on more than a personnel basis. I want Ben Mcadoo to help make these players into men and help these men come together to build a product that we can be proud of. And Ben Mcadoo, he treated these guys like robots. He treated these guys like entities and not human beings. And even though Landon Collins and Eli Manning are great professionals and they won't admit that, when you heard John Mara, he said Jerry Reese related to the players well. It was emotional with Jerry Reese. Ben Mcadoo was professional, but Jerry Reese. I'm not as big of a pile-on Jerry Reese guy. The guy got 2 Super Bowls with the New York Giants. The guy, helped in 11. He helped, in 08, Plexico, Ahmad Bradshaw, Derek Ward. A lot of good players came through, Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora. Tons of good players came through under Jerry Reese. Jerry Reese will always be a Giant. He was caught up in the Ben McAdoo thing, and the Giants wanted the new coach and the GM to kind of get along together. But I look at this Giants team, and a lot of people are going to look at 2-10. They're going to be prisoners of the moment and think that the Giants need to just rebuild the whole thing, scrap it, just tear it apart, tear the thing to shreds, and start over from square one. This ain't square one. The Giants are square three, and they just need a head coach to start the car and ignite the key. The Giants are a high-powered engine. They're not a golf cart. The Giants are a high-powered, fast-moving vehicle that, with the right head coach, can turn that vehicle, can put that key in that high-powered car, and then the Giants can go to great heights. They're going to get a last-place schedule next year in the NFC East. This team should retain Eli Manning, let Eli start for 2 more years. It's a retool, not a rebuild. You have way too much talent to just ignore your defensive prowess of Janoris Jenkins, Cromartie, Landon Collins, the evolution of Darian Thompson and Adams, the linebackers of Casillas, the emergence of Goodson that will hopefully be healthy, JT Thomas. Then you have guys like Tomlinson. You have guys like JPP, Olivier Vernon, Snacks Harrison, even Romeo Okwara, that was very, very good throughout his career as an undrafted guy from Justin Tuck's alma mater. So for the New York Giants, it's a retool. Do not panic. Do not be impulsive. Do not just draft a quarterback, get rid of Eli, start from square one. Do not do that. This defense is way too talented. This team with Eli Manning, Eli can win another ring with the roster that they have. And in a year from now, if this thing goes according to script, Giants fans will look back and they will look differently upon Jerry Reese and what he has built here. I can assure you of that. Great day for Giants fans everywhere. Ton of fun today. Ben McAdoo is gone. The team could start going in the right direction. Eli finally treated well by John Mara. Give him a lot of credit today for righting his crucial mistake. Eli will play out the rest of this year. He will play better under Sullivan. The defense is going to play phenomenal. They're going to beat the Redskins and the Cowboys, at least get to 4 or 5 wins on the year, and it'll jumpstart them into next year. The chemistry needs to improve in the locker room. The socialization of these players and the camaraderie, that needs to get amped up to 1,000,000, because Ben Mcadoo just put a sledgehammer through all communication amongst players. And that is my view on the New York Football Giants. Great day to be a Giants fan. Big time move by John Mara. Good times are ahead. This is just the beginning. Eli, congratulations. Stay home. Take advantage of these 4 games, and let's do this thing.